Fios 1 News, Evening Edition.
Good evening and welcome to Fios 1 News Evening Edition. I'm Carolyn Fortino in for Mike Gilliam. Thanks so much for watching. We'll get to our top stories in just a moment, but first, it's time for your weather on the ones. Meteorologist Jeff DeNoyer is standing by in the Fios 1 Weather Center with more. Hey, Jeff. Governor Andrew Cuomo is calling for a 4% small business tax cut and a jump in the minimum wage. These are the latest in a flurry of proposals as he unveils his 2015 agenda. Well, Yonkers police say that it was here near the intersection of Lake Avenue and Morningside Avenue that two men were shot in their car in the middle of broad daylight.
It's definitely very scary, very scary.
People who live on Lake Street in Yonkers are shocked and stunned tonight after hearing that two men were shot while they were sitting in their car this afternoon. Anthony Rios says he was around the corner on Lake Avenue when he heard 5 gunshots ring out. Now, the owner of Tequila Sunrise tells me that the staff was serving lunch when the facade came crashing down, and he's just grateful that no one was hurt. Debris and rubble now lines the sidewalk of Larchmont Avenue after the roof of Tequila Sunrise came down all at once during the lunchtime rush. The Larchmont fire chief says customers were eating inside when the facade came crashing down. New York State police say this accident involved a tractor trailer, 2 box trucks, and another vehicle. So as you can imagine, the impact was just horrific. And as you can see behind me, it's still a very active scene southbound as police continue to investigate this deadly crash. The New York State Thruway is still littered with debris. 4 vehicles smashed and shattered in a deadly head-on crash at exit 14B, Airmont Road in the town of Ramapo shortly before 10 a.m. New York State police say at least 2 people are dead and several others have been transported to the hospital for injuries. Now, according to New York State police, the wrong-way driver came onto the ramp here at Peekskill Hollow Road, but as she came to the top of the ramp, instead of making this right-hand turn to continue northbound on the Taconic State Parkway, she made a left and then traveled southbound, and that's where she caused the crash. Angelica Grasswald entered a plea of not guilty at her arraignment at Orange County Court today. The Poughkeepsie woman faces murder and manslaughter charges in the death of her fiancé. Angelica Grasswald said nothing as she was escorted out of Orange County Court in handcuffs Friday. Prosecutors charged Grasswald with 2 counts of second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in the death of Vincent Villafor after she confessed to removing a drain plug from his kayak and waiting to call for help as he struggled to stay afloat in the Hudson River. Drew and Jonathan Scott, otherwise known as the Property Brothers, have set up shop for the summer right here in the Hudson Valley, but not without stopping by Fios 1 News to tell us about their upcoming season that they say has something for everyone.
It's a combination of, we're looking for diversity in the housing, different stories. There is every kind of house you can possibly think of. We even toured a house that was from 1760.
Jonathan is a licensed contractor, and Drew is a seasoned real estate agent. And the home rehabbing twins easily hold their own in the property renovation business, as long as they don't let a little friendly competition get in the way. I'm already sensing some sibling rivalry here.
Oh, there's a lot of it.
Does that come into play?
I was born first, so I won the original competition.
After an extensive search, police confirmed that the wreckage they located was Anderson's boat, but dive teams are still searching the water for the captain. People who knew Captain Anderson say that he was a newer, less experienced fisherman and that they had seen him just minutes before his boat sank. Now, the monitors are effective in the East Ramapo School District immediately. Mr. Walcott will begin working on a report that will be submitted to the New York State Education Department at the end of December. At Rockland Community College, Carolyn Fortino, Fios 1 News. Irvington police say this all started around 6:30 last night. They say a Mount Vernon man who is now in police custody began brutally stabbing a woman several times just off the train platform before he turned the knife on himself. Now, at the time of the train crash, a large emergency response team had already been in place on the Taconic State Parkway where a head-on collision had taken place. After that point, the Taconic State Parkway was shut down in both directions as police continued to investigate. Passengers on board the train were transported to the Cliffs Gym in Valhalla. Many of them shed tears after waiting for several hours before they could be reunited with their families. According to the report released today by former FBI Director Robert Mueller, there were nearly 4 months of private investigations. Millions of documents were reviewed, including emails, text messages, and phone conversations, and more than 200 NFL employees were interviewed to learn exactly what happened after the February 15th incident. Well, that will do it for this edition of FiOS 1 News. I'm Carolyn Fortino, and I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you see news happening, call the FiOS 1 News tip line. That number is 1-855-ON-FiOS1 or 1-855-663-4671. We are your local source for news, weather, and sports, so keep it right here on FiOS 1. We are only on Verizon.